Welcome back to the battle camp. So, scrolling through Twitter this morning as I lay in bed, and I've seen a number of respected journalists report the news that Dillian Whyte is on the verge of signing with Top Rank and ESPN. So he'll be joining Tyson Fury on that platform with that promotional outfit. There's no news or there's no details around the actual deal itself, so there's um, no information on the monetary value of the deal, how many fights the deal consists of, and the length of the deal, whether it's a number of years, etc. Because sometimes you have deals where it's just a number of years, and there's like a minimum number of fights that you may not have in that period, or sometimes it's just a number of fights, so it might just be a 5 fight deal. So whether that takes you 5 years to have those 5 fights, or whether you can do that in 2 years, time doesn't really have an effect on that. So the deals are sketchy, but my guy Gareth A. Davis has written an article saying that the report initially came from a guy called Keith Idek of BoxingScene.com. I don't know who Keith Idek is. I don't know whether he's American based or UK based. I'm assuming he's American based, and I'm assuming he's got some good sources to be reporting this information. So this will be a big blow, in my opinion, to Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, and Sky Sports, because Dillian Whyte was their only other kind of guaranteed pay-per-view star, aside from Anthony Joshua. And obviously Joshua's next fight is going to be in the States, so this will have repercussions and ramifications with Sky Sports and Eddie Hearn's relationship, because I'm sure they won't be happy about losing their only other pay-per-view fighter. It'd also be interesting to see how this deal affects his exposure, both in the States and in the UK. So obviously, Dillian Whyte has been boxing on Sky Sports. This deal with ESPN, what does that mean? Because I'm pretty sure there's some sort of a deal with ESPN and Frank Warren in the UK. So I think the ESPN shows are screened on Frank Warren's channel, Box Nation, over here. I'm not sure if that's true. I'd be 99.9% certain if Dillian Whyte signed to ESPN, he may have negotiated the deal where it doesn't include him in the package that Frank Warren has with ESPN, if that makes sense. So that might still leave him open to fighting on Sky Sports over here. Or the deal itself might mean that he fights on BT Sports in the UK, which is basically the same thing that Tyson Fury will be doing moving forward. So obviously there's not really a lot of information around this at the moment, but there's 3 or 4 journalists that I've seen on Twitter, boxing journalists, reporting this news. I'm not sure where the information is coming from, whether all of them are just basically re-reporting what this Keith Idek has said, or whether it's kind of like a bit of an open secret where the deal is effectively done and they're just waiting for an official announcement and the news has been leaked, and that's that. Let me know what you guys think about this move that Dillian Whyte could be making. Actually, before I end it, what I did want to say is a little bit about his exposure. So over here in the UK, he's a pay-per-view fighter, so he's earning good money. I'd assume the money that he's being offered to fight on ESPN is more than what he was making fighting on pay-per-view here in the UK. That's the only reason you'd move. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is Dillian Whyte was doing a really good job of building his profile over here, not just with his pay-per-view fights, but just generally his presence in the UK and his interaction with different YouTube kind of outlets that do interviews and things of that nature. And he was kind of coming on Sky Sports shows and kind of doing bits of commentary and being an analyst here and there. If he is getting more money than if ESPN and Top Rank are paying him more money than he was making here in the UK, then you'd have to assume, you'd have to think that his fights are now going to be in the States. He's going to be fighting in the States. Now, obviously, he's not a big name in America, but to me, it feels like boxing isn't really, or boxers aren't really household names in the States the same way they are here in the UK. So it's a bit of a risk for Dillian Whyte to be going and kind of effectively basing himself out of the States on ESPN Plus, which I'm assuming he'd be fighting on ESPN Plus, which is an app. So it'd literally be like it's kind of like building yourself up again from the first step, if that makes sense, in the States. And I don't know whether that will pay off for him in the long run. The thing is, if he's got a contract with guaranteed money with ESPN, then he'd be a fool not to take it, because that's what you do it for, right? To make as much money as you can and secure your family's future. But at the same time, Dillian Whyte seems like someone that is hell-bent on being a world champion, and aligning yourself with ESPN, does that affect your opportunities and your chances to get a title shot just because of the restrictions that comes with? I don't know. The other thing you'd obviously have to say is Top Rank are really kind of announcing themselves in this heavyweight scene by obviously, signing Tyson Fury and then now Dillian Whyte. If this is true, I'd imagine the move would be for, well, actually no, let me rephrase that. What I'd like to see happen is for Tyson Fury to have this warm-up fight, whoever he's going to fight, tune-up fight, whatever you want to call it, and then fight Deontay Wilder later on in the year. And I'd suppose the best case scenario for ESPN Top Rank would be for Tyson Fury to win that fight, and then they've got a ready-made title defense for Tyson Fury, and that's for him to fight Dillian Whyte probably some point early next year. And that would be a good run of fights for Tyson Fury, so they're getting their money's worth for Tyson Fury. That would be incentive for Dillian Whyte, and that would be good for us as boxing fans. But the only downside of that is the fight would probably be in America, which wouldn't really be ideal given it's two UK fighters, and this fight would be huge over here in the UK, and I'm certain it could sell out a stadium. I'm not sure about Wembley. Well, no, it'd probably do Wembley Stadium. It could probably do Wembley Stadium. But anyway, that's just my 2 pence at this stage. Obviously, nothing's official. Nothing's been officially announced. We don't really know the actual ins and outs of the deal. But that's a rumour. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this would be a good move for Dillian Whyte? Do you think it's a bad move? Comment below. Also, don't forget to like this video, share it with a mate, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you guys next time.